So today we're going down to Southern Virginia just to kind of like get away, kind of like change of scenery kind of thing. I'm packing right now because we leave in like a few hours and I should really get on it. The single most important thing while traveling, like in my opinion, but the single most important thing, chapstick. You need chapstick when you're traveling because we all hate when your lips get that chapped feel. And then you lick them. And then they just get more chapped. And it's just a vicious, never-ending cycle. And I hate it. So I always have chapstick when I travel. Me and my younger brother got a skateboard yesterday. So I think to be a vlogger, you kind of have to like be a professional skateboarder. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Yeah. I'm not very good right now. I know how to snowboard, but it's not as similar as I thought it would be. I have no idea how people like hold the camera and vlog while doing this. Like, that'd be so hard. Oh my gosh. We got into the house now, and check out this view. Like, this is quite nice. I'm definitely going to get quite a few drone shots while we're here. Okay, so we're in the house and all settled down, and so now I'm going to get to, I guess, what the title of this video is mostly about. So the camera I'm filming on right now is the Nikon D7100. It came out in February of 2013. It has a 24.1 megapixel sensor, APS-C sensor, and it cost roughly $1,200 at launch. And it's 7 years old. And then this is the iPhone 11 Pro, and it's Apple's 2019-2020 flagship phone. And so what I want to see is, with computational photography in iPhones and just other smartphones getting so good and taking huge leap forwards in the past few years, how much of a difference is there between a 7-year-old high-end APS-C DSLR camera versus like 8-month-old flagship iPhone camera? So I'm going to take a few shots, compare them, look at them on the computer, and then come back and kind of talk to you about the differences I see. And I'm really interested to see if there are any differences, because I honestly have no idea if the iPhone is going to just blow this camera out of the water, or if this camera is still going to stand strong just because of its larger sensor, even though it's 7 years older. So let's find out. One thing I forgot to mention is when I take the pictures, all of them are going to be like on auto settings, so like it makes it even across the board. I'm not like shooting in manual or anything. It's just like how it will look straight out of camera. Hey guys, I'm back in the studio. This whole video was really supposed to kind of be a daily vlog of the trip, but the Wi-Fi wasn't really good enough to post a video, and I kind of just wanted to take a little time away and not have to worry about, getting everything on tape. But I'm looking at these pictures now, and I mean, I think that last picture definitely gave it away. The low light picture, I mean, it was very obvious that the Nikon performed just way better than the iPhone in that low light. You can see the ISO was just bumped way high, and it just doesn't look good. But overall, I was pretty impressed. I think the Nikon definitely holds up a little better. The iPhone images just seem a little over sharpened, and the Nikon pictures just look a little more natural. They have a little warmer hue to them, which seems a little more natural and true to life when I was taking them. One thing I do think the iPhone is able to do a little better is, especially in the third image, you can see that the iPhone handles the highlights in the sky a little better. And I think that's just because the iPhone is 7 years newer, and the A13 Bionic chip is just able to process the HDR much better and kind of handle the highlights and make it a much more even image. Whereas you can see on the Nikon, it shows its age a little bit. Even though it's a bigger sensor and is supposed to have better dynamic range, it does just blow out the sky a little bit in the corners. Overall, I think the Nikon definitely won just because it was a much more realistic image. It's a lot sharper and has more detail just because of a bigger sensor and higher megapixel count. And it looks less over sharpened like the iPhone does. Because, I mean, an iPhone has a smaller sensor, so it's trying to overcompensate for that smaller sensor by, increasing some post-sharpening, which I think can look good to a point, and if you're just looking at it by itself, it looks great. But when you compare the images, you really can't beat a sensor that's so much larger than an iPhone. And I mean, I think I'd still rather prefer to have my iPhone just because it's so much smaller, and the lens that I use for this Nikon that I'm shooting on right now is an 18-55, and that's basically the focal length that I have with my iPhone 11 Pro between the ultra wide, the normal camera, and then the telephoto. So I think I'd rather just prefer to always use my iPhone just because it's so much more portable. But I mean, if we're just looking at overall image quality, HDR, colors, the Nikon definitely takes it. So I guess that kind of brings down to it. A 7-year-old's APS-C camera will still beat a 2020 phone camera. These clouds are like crazy though. There's like a storm coming in, and so like it makes all the clouds look super cool. It's actually really, really impressive. Let me flip the camera around. Whoa.